end of next month. End of next month, end of the year, this tax cut ends. And if we allow that to happen, if Congress refuses to act, then middle-class families are going to get hit with a tax increase at the worst possible time. For the average family, your taxes will go up $1,000 if Congress does not act by the end of the month. We can't let that happen. Not right now. It would be bad for the economy. It would be bad for employment. That's why my jobs bill extends that tax cut. In fact, it does one better. It expands that tax cut. Instead of $1,000 a year tax cut next year, the average working family would get a tax cut of more than $1,500. That's $1,500 that would have been taken out of your paycheck and instead be going into your pocket. And that means you'd be spending in small businesses. And that would increase their business, which means they would potentially hire more people. The American Jobs Act would also cut payroll taxes in half for small business owners. Say you have 50 employees making $50,000 apiece, you get a tax cut of nearly $80,000. That is real money that you can use to hire new workers or buy new equipment. Now, the Republicans in the Senate voted no on my jobs bill and those tax cuts, but in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we are going to give them another chance. Next week they're going to get to take a simple vote. If they vote no again, the typical family's taxes will go up $1,000 next year. If they vote yes, the typical working family will get a $1,500 tax cut. All right, so I just wanted to be clear for everybody. No, your taxes go up. Yes, you get a tax cut. Which way do you think Congress should vote? Yes. Pretty simple. We set up a straightforward tax calculator on whitehouse.gov. That's our website. So you can see what each vote would mean for your bottom line. Now, I know Republicans like to talk about, we're the party of tax cuts. A lot of them have sworn an oath, we're never going to raise taxes on anybody for as long as we live. Even though they've already voted against these middle-class tax cuts once. But the question they'll have to answer when they get back from Thanksgiving is this. Are they really willing to break their oath to never raise taxes and raise taxes on the middle class just to play politics? I sure hope not. This isn't about who wins or loses in Washington. This is about delivering a win for the American people. $1,500 tax cut for middle-class families, that isn't a band-aid, that is a big deal for people. How many business owners could stand to see their customers taking $1,000 less next year? That's $1,000 less than they can spend it in small business. Now, how many of you could use an extra $1,000? $1,500 in your pocket. It makes a big difference for families here in New Hampshire and all across America. And keep in mind that we're going to do it responsibly, because unlike several tax cuts that were instituted over the past several years, we're going to make sure that it doesn't add to our deficit. We're asking the wealthiest Americans, the folks who got the biggest tax cuts over the past decade, the folks who made it through the recession better than most, folks who have seen their incomes go up much more quickly than anybody else over the last 3 decades, exponentially. We're asking them to contribute a little bit more to get our economy working for everybody. We're asking people, like me to pay our fair share so middle-class families can get a tax cut. And I believe that most Americans are willing to do their part. The truth of the matter is, I can't tell you how many well-to-do Americans that I meet say to me, look, I want to do more, because I know that the only reason I'm doing well is because somewhere along the line, somebody gave me a good education. Somewhere along the line, somebody gave me a college scholarship. Somewhere along the line, somebody gave me a chance. And I want to do the same thing for the young people who are coming up now. So Congress has a very simple choice next week. Do you want to cut taxes for the middle class and those who are trying to get into the middle class? Or do you want to protect massive tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires, many of whom want to actually help? You want to help working families get back on solid ground and grow this economy for all of us? Or do you really want to vote to raise taxes on nearly 160 million Americans during the holidays? You know, when push comes to shove, are you willing to fight as hard for working families as you are for the wealthiest Americans? What's it going to be? That's the choice. You know, as I look around this room and I see these young people, but I also see their parents, I'm thinking, you know, folks in Manchester, you guys work hard. You play by the rules. And if you're working hard and you're meeting your responsibilities, at the very least, you should expect Congress to do the same. They should be doing everything in their power to make our economy stronger, not weaker. Yes. They should be doing everything they can to protect the middle class from tax hikes, not hike your taxes. And this is where you can help. Now, your members of Congress, they work for you. You've got an outstanding senator here. She's already on the program. So everyone is here, or watching at home, or online. If your members of Congress aren't delivering, you've got to send them a message. Make sure they're listening. Tell them, don't be a Grinch. Don't vote to raise taxes on working Americans during the holidays. Put the country before party. Put money back in the pockets of working families. Do your job. Pass our jobs bill. Now, the American people are with us on this. It's time for the folks who are running around spending all their time talking about what's wrong with America to spend some time rolling up their sleeves to help us rebuild America. There's nothing wrong with this country that we can't fix. I was just traveling in Asia over the last week. Let me tell you, this is the fastest growing region